Hi guys, so I'm here with a DIY of something that's been pretty popular lately, which is one of these floral headbands. I can see why they're so popular since they're perfect for springtime. It's actually pretty simple to make one of these, and all the materials required are pretty cheap. So let's get started then. So first off, you're going to need scissors, headbands, which I found a package of 8 at the Dollar Tree, and you can use any kind really. A hot glue gun, which I bought at Walmart for $2, and the glue sticks were only like a couple more. Next you're going to need some cheap fabric, and of course fake flowers, which I also found at the Dollar Tree. They can be any kind, any color, any size even. Just pick out some flowers that you prefer and think look good together. Okay, to start, heat up your hot glue gun and set it aside. Put a piece of paper under it to make sure that the glue doesn't run everywhere. Then pick out a headband of your choice. It could be any color or any type really. Then pick out the flowers you would like to use in this headband. They can be any kind, any color, or as many colors as you want. Just make it your own. A side note about the headbands, it's probably best to go with earthy tones, but it wasn't available at the Dollar Tree, so I was just working with what I had. So once you've chosen what flowers you want, go ahead and just start picking them off of the stems. They should come off fairly easy. Also remove the leaves because you'll probably be using those too. Of course, this is your design, so if you choose not to, that's fine. Go ahead and set those all aside, and then grab the headband and kind of stretch it out a bit. Lay it so that it's even with each other if you have a headband of this style. If you have a hard headband, then just lay it flat. Before you start gluing anything, you may want to lay out your design first. Get a basic idea of what you like and don't like. Of course, you can change this at any time, but it's best to have at least a basic concept of what you want your headband to look like. Once you have that all figured out, go ahead and set those aside, but try to keep them in the order that you have them on the headband. Now you'll be cutting off any little stub or stem left on the flowers and leaves, trying to make it as flat as possible without cutting the actual part that's holding the flower together. I'm not cutting these white flowers too short yet because I don't know how much stem I'm going to need, so I'm leaving quite a bit on until I get to that part. Now moving on to the fabric, you're going to want to match the fabric to the base of a flower and then cut it into a square, but we'll later on shape it into a circle just because it looks nicer. This is where we're cutting the square into a more circular shape. Try to keep it more oval though than circle, because this is going to bend around the headband and attach to the sides of the flower. What this does is it holds it in place better, and it also makes it more comfortable when wearing. Tips about the fabric: it's best if it's kind of felty material, just because that's what I've seen commonly used on types of headbands like these. And it's also best if that earthy tone matches the flower or matches your hair. I only had white, so that's what I had to work with, but it will camouflage better if it's a more subtle color. Continue doing this until you have enough fabric pieces to match as many flowers as you're going to use. Now onto the gluing. The first step is to add hot glue onto the base of the flower and then attach that to the front of the headband. Make sure when gluing that all flowers are placed on the same side. You're going to want to apply pressure and hold the flower in place until the glue cools off a little bit, but be careful not to burn yourself. Using an index card to place between your finger and the headband may help avoid this. Now apply a strip of hot glue across from one end of the flower to the other and over the headband, and then attach the piece of fabric from earlier. Once again, apply pressure and hold it in place. Now move on to the next flower. How far you want to space them is up to you, but don't space them too close together or too far apart. Having them too far apart will leave gaps, but having them too close together may make it hard to continue to apply flowers to this specific kind of headband, and it will also not allow any petals to spread if you have open flowers, that is. If you have excess fabric, you can either cut it off or just hot glue it onto the headband or to the flower. Now continue this until you've applied all the flowers you've chosen to use. Here I'm applying that little white stem of flowers, and what I've chosen to do is just attach it to the flower itself and into the little slot between the fabric and the flower. So I'm just applying hot glue to that stem and then sticking it onto the flower. Once I've applied all the flowers, I'm going to attach the leaves. All I've done is apply a dab of hot glue into the center of the leaf, and then attach that onto the back of the headband, but have it facing upright towards the flowers. Hold it there, once again being careful not to burn yourself, especially since the center of the leaves has a little hole that some hot glue may seep through. Go ahead and apply a dab of hot glue into the center of the leaves, and then attach fabric to that. This is more for comfort purposes than actually keeping it where it's at. And we're done! This is actually a very quick and easy project. These are perfect for springtime and also make great gifts to just give to friends and whatnot, so have fun making them. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and thanks for watching. Have a lovely day. Bye!